Good afternoon. Welcome to the farm management class for farm owners. Farm management class is specifically designed for farm owners because, one, farm owners are the ones spending money. Farm owners are the ones that wake up to say, okay, I have something I want to do. I want to make money from the farm and I'm ready to spend some money to make some money. So farm owners should be the best concerned about the profit of the farm. And that is why I specifically say the course is targeted at farm owners. How can you increase your farm profit? How can you increase your farm profit? You need to increase your farm productivity. Productivity means the production you are getting out. Your productions must be tangible. Your production must be compatible with the money you are spending. So if it is not, then you cannot get profit. So that is the reason why the farm management course was introduced. And I got to realize in my course of farming and all the processes I've been doing, you find out that farm owners just have money. They are in the office outside there somewhere. They are really busy, or they are busy, or they are doing something, and while they're there, they just keep sending money to the farm. And as the money is going to the farm, at the end of the year, nothing is coming out. The money keep going and going, but nothing is coming out to the farm owners. And at the end of the day, most people abandon their farm, as in people leave the farm. They abandon the farm, as in they close down. If you move around, not only in Nigeria, because I know we have candidates from other country, I understand it's the same thing we're facing. You see farms, abandoned farms, farm buildings that have been really, money have been spent on it, farm buildings, so many things you find that they are abandoned. And the reason I came out with this, I'm Yinka Adeshola. I've been in the farm for the past I've been doing this on the farm for the past 10 years now. I came in just like every other person. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Yinka Adeshola. Yinka Adeshola is a graduate of geophysics from the University of Abuja. Yinka Adeshola did not have any degree in agriculture, yes, but Yinka Adeshola got into farm because she wants to make money. Yinka Adeshola also got into farm doing trial and error. The news, I've read it online. You can make money, you can quickly do this, you can do that. And I've got a certain degree of failed farm project. This is going to be a kind of, I need to introduce this to you. You understand what is actually happening. We have 30 days to do all this. I believe you are going to enjoy the class. Yeah, you are going to enjoy the class. Okay. Now, Yinka Adeshola came in, like I said, I've got a certain level of degree of failures. When you say you failed so many times, but I'm still on the farm because after the failures, I learn after each failures. Then I apply those failing points where I've made my mistakes. Okay, I didn't do this well this time. I didn't do this well this time. So I put it. Next time, I work against that period, because to be candid with you, like I said, I came into trial and error. I've been having series of challenges. I've had series of challenges from failing, my mistakes and everything. But I don't give up. I learn from my mistakes, and it is from my mistakes I've learned that I'm trying to pass the messages across to you that, okay, this is how to move for me to have survived this in the farm. And then agribusiness, see, I know agribusiness is one of the best things you can ever do. Agribusiness, farming is one of the best things that can ever happen to Africa or to us as a generation. But the challenge there is the management. How do we manage the farm? How do we? So as we meet in Adeshola, and as you are journey with me into the class there, just relax with me, and it's going to be a fun-filled 30 days training. Actually, what will happen is that every Saturday we come together at 4 o'clock every Saturday, where we sit down on a Zoom class, which will be sent to your email, so that every Saturday 4 to 6 we come one-on-one question. As in we exchange questions. As in, okay, these are the challenges, these are the questions we've had. There'll be, okay, let me explain how the training will go. This is a self-learned training. You can learn at your own convenience. I'll be releasing the lessons one by one, the lessons one by one every day. You can learn at your own convenience. You log into the app, you download your questions or you read it there or you do it there. There'll be questions and answers at the back of at the end of the class. As in there's some work we'll have to give you to do. Yes, so that we know if you really understand what I've been saying or what we'll be saying. That's the purpose for the lesson and a lot of things. But on Saturday, we'll come back with our questions, with our discussions, and then we can speak one-on-one. And then for the next week again, we'll do the same thing. So once again, I'm saying welcome to class. Welcome to class. Now we're going into lesson 1, farm management. Running a profit-oriented farm. Running a profit-oriented farm. So we go in there. Now, before we go into lesson 1, farm management, how do we run a profit-oriented farm? Now, before we go in there, we'll have to discuss farm. These are the courses that are, these are the lessons that are in this lesson 1, the topics that we'll be discussing with in this lesson 1. We'll talk about farm, we'll talk about types of farm, we'll be talking dynamic of farm, we're talking about management as its own, and we'll be talking of function of management. Why exactly are we managing anything? We'll be talking about farm plus management equals farm management. Now we go into the class. Now farm. First, we are breaking down farm right now. Why are we breaking down the farm? Because see, you can't understand management. It's like you can't jump a class. Like we start from nursery school, as in we start from nursery school. Why would we start from nursery school, learning ABC, learning the alphabet and everything? Because you can't just start reading. You can't know how to read on your own if you don't start from the basic. If you don't start from the lowest part. So we need to start understand what a farm is. Everybody, I'm a farmer, but more people don't even know actually what is it. Farm is a plot of land. Yeah, sometimes it could be several plots of land that is used to grow crops and raise livestock. A farm could also be an area of water, like the fishery people, the fish. That is a farm. Aquatic animals, aquatic plant, they are farms too. So it means a space where we are producing food. It could be for home use. The food we are producing could be for home use, could be for commercial. It is called a farm. Example of farms are ranches, feedlots, orchards, plantations, and estates, small holdings, and hobby farms. There are examples of farms. Now I'm going to point out something before we go further here. I'm going to point out that, okay, this class is assuming that, yes, I know some of us are farmers already, and I know some of us have run a farm before, but this class is going to be assumed we've never run a farm before. You know, we want to take each other from the known to the unknown, as in we're not going to jump any class. So, and since we want to start from the known, something we familiarize ourselves with, something that we've known already. So we are starting from what we know and moving into what we did not know, so that gradually we can really blend it and move it into it. So the lecture here is going to be assuming we don't know anything about farm. So that's why I start definition of farm. So it is a plot of land where you are planting, where you grow your crops. You could raise your livestock. You could do livestock. Most people do combine one, but that is a farm. Examples of farms, we've discussed it. Now, types of farm. There are types of farm. Okay, like we have here, like I said, some of us are already farmers. We are farming, but the size of our farms are different. So based on some categories, on some conditions, farms are differentiating to subsistence farm and commercial farm. In a subsistence farm, you find out it's farm that is produced for home use. Subsistence farm are farms that produce their food basically for home use. Home use in the sense that maybe they cultivate at the back of the house. In those days, with our forefathers, in those days there, they don't do commercial farming. Everyone, they were doing subsistence farming, as in at the back of the house, they just cultivate some little crops like that, and they don't even sell in the market. What they have is just for the house, so most times they don't get to sell in the market. So it is subsistence farming, that it is for me and my family. And then the other second type of farming is commercial farm. Now most of us nowadays are not majority. See, they are different now. Let's talk about the farmers too. When we talk about farmers, when we talk about farmers, they are different. They're modern day farmers, and they are rural farmers. Let me call them rural farmers. Fortunately, I blend the two. I live in the rural side, and I'm kind of one of the modern day farmer, like you and all of us that want to farm. All of us, the modern day, the new age farmers, are not farming because we want to feed ourselves. No, we can afford to buy food from the market to eat, but we are coming purposely into the farm because we want to produce for the market, because we want to put in something and get something out. And not just something out, we want to put in something and get good results. And the good result is what we want to, I don't know, that is why we're at the farm anyway. And that is why most of us, 90%, I can even say almost, of modern day farmer are into farm business because we want to make money. And so all our struggles, we might not have a big farm, we might have just a small farm, but all we are targeting is commercial farm, because we plan to sell. Our purpose is to sell. Now, subsistence farmers are those days they plant for them and their family. But now things have changed. I don't think there's hardly any subsistence farmer again. I doubt, because everybody now plants to make money. Even the rural farmers that used to plant subsistence before have upgraded. So now everyone plants commercial farming. We'll go more into this as we continue. There's something I want to explain, but we'll get it as we go. Okay, dynamics of the farm. Now, when we say dynamics of the farm, that's inner carcass of the farm. What exactly is the farm about? We already know the farm is a plot of land where we plant. We can do livestock. We can do anything we want to do as far as regarding production of food. We can do fishery. We can do aquatic stuff. It's production of food. Now, a farm is where input are transformed into output through an interaction between natural and man-made factors. Now, there are 2 points I will want us to pick out here: the input and the output. Now, input means you got something, you put it inside. Okay, let me use a tape recorder. Let's use our normal tape recorder. Then when we're using tape recorder, we got those cassettes. We call it cassette then. You got this cassette and put it in the tape recorder and press bam. And then the next thing, music. You heard the sound, the songs and everything. But if you don't put the tape recorder, if you don't put the cassette inside the tape recorder or inside the radio as it's used there to be there, you are not getting anything. Unlike nowadays, Bluetooth, even in those Bluetooth and stuff, you still need to put something before something will come out. So whatever you are putting it is input. From the diagram right here, what we're putting it on the farm, we put material, we put resources, human resources, which is men, we put energy, we put money, we put a lot of uncountable things. Those things are our input. In the middle is the plants, our facilities, the productions, the plant, the facilities, and our struggles, input, our struggles to convert the inputs. That's production. And then when we have goods and services, when you harvest from your farm, when you sell to somebody, when you convert something, you are servicing someone when you sell, you're servicing when you sell, when you have the goods, you are exchanging for money and everything, then it becomes output. Input to output. So that is the dynamic of the farm. That's actually this essence, the cycle, the inner carcass of the farm. The inner carcass of the farm, the cycle of the farm. Now, management. The title of our course is Farm Management Course, but I decided to split it with understand what farm it is, what a farm is. Now we are going into management, because management is the process of organizing, coordinating personnel, materials, and processes in an organization towards the achievement of the organization goal. Now, the management I just defined is not relating to farming. Management happens in every organization. It happens in our house, it happens in our homes, it happens everywhere. You have to manage things. That's just it. The process of managing things is management. We manage, okay, let me use our house, our individual house. I woke up in the morning, I want my children to go to school, I want to rush to the farm, I want to do, you understand? All these things will be pre-arranged, as in, okay, I'm arranging it, okay, tomorrow morning, Joy will be going to school, Joy's sandal is under the bed, Joy's towel is over the table. You know, you have things arranged. That is management. It's not that every morning the house wake up and say, where's my shoe, where's my bag, where's my this. So in management, it is an arrangement, it's an organization, it's a place where you make decision. As in, okay, tomorrow I don't want that child to go to school. I've decided my child is not going to school tomorrow, so I'm already managing my child. Okay, there definitely might be a reason why I said so. I just use that as an example. So there's something that is actually, you know, so in every day of our lives, we do management. The same thing, let's bring that organization. We have a goal. Let me put it now. Children are going to schools every day. They are going to school. If you want to change the management, as in, if you want to change the management so that if you want to change them from going to school, it means there's a goal, there's a purpose why you stop them from going to school. There's a reason why you distract them, you know. So if there's a reason and there's a purpose why you stop them from going to school, that is the goal. So the purpose of you coming to the farm is to make profit. And you need to organize how you get the profit. You need to organize how you will get that profit. Now, farm management is decision making. You see, before you can't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to the farm. No. You must have been thinking, okay, is it worth it? Can I do, what will I achieve from it? What will be my goal? What will be my benefit? You've been thinking about it for quite some days, or even months, or even years. I've known somebody that has been struggling to start something for the past 5-6 years. You know, so you keep wondering, okay, you know, so the day you are making the decision, you become a management. You start to say, okay, I want to go and farm. You are the management. So it's a decision making, and then it's also decision implementing. Let me give you an example. If you make decision and said, okay, I want to go to the farm, but you discover, okay, you just decide I want to go to the farm, but you did not implement it. You are not doing anything about it. You did not eventually go to that farm. So your own sole decision is, I want to go to the farm. So it's a plan. You did not implement the plan. So management involves you making the decision, deciding this is what I want to do, and then going to the farm, implementing the process. Not only farm, for any project, for anything you want to do, you implement the process. So now, function of farm management. When we talk of function of farm management, you see, we just said now that farm management is a decision-making is the decision-making stage. As in, you make decision, you decide on what to do, you decide on what to do, decide on what we'll be doing on the farm and every other thing. So now, some of the things that decision-making process is, okay, now let me explain something. In this graph here, management comprises of, you can see, there are about 4 people that are the management. 4 people are the management, yeah. But in some other cases, the management are not, they are not up to 4. The owner alone is the management, as in, he makes the sole decision, is in the charge of everything that he wants to do, he wants to implement his farm. In some cases, people call people and say, okay, we're a group of people, we're a group of farmers, we're all the management, we contribute, we combine ideas, we combine decisions, we combine a lot of things to do that. But in some cases, it is only the owner that is the management that take the decision of the farm, because it's the owner of the farm, and it's going to be responsible whether the farm is making profit or the farm is not making profit. Those are the management decisions. Now, function of farm management. Like we said, how best to incorporate new technologies into the farming enterprises. 2, how to be sufficiently flexible mentally and financially. Let me explain them before. Now, how best to incorporate new technology into the farming enterprises. You see, we are using old system of farming. We've been using old system of farming. I used to tell a story. In those days when our grandparents, I met my grandfather farming. In those days when our grandparents were farming and all those things, you know what they do? They actually did not know. They just know you put a crop into the soil, and after some time, it's with rainwater, of course, and rain was regular then. Rain was regular then. So you put something into the soil, and it germinates, and the thank be to God. In these days, things are changing. There are climatic change effects due to some of our activities, which I won't want to go into too much. Some of our activities like burning, chemicals, synthetic, and so many other things. So these things have changed the way crop grow. It has even changed the way we ourselves grow. You know, it has changed. That's why we keep evolving. As we're evolving, every other thing is evolving. So as a management team, you should be ready. Your mind should be ready to adopt new technologies. The same thing, number 2, how to be sufficiently flexible mentally and financially. You need to be flexible. Okay, let me give you an instance. When I come to my community, every farmer, just put down the tractor, you plowed, and you plant. I joined the circle because, like I told you, I came in with trial and error. I just put the tractor, plowed, and just do anything. But at some stage, I discovered every year after harvest, what I'm harvesting from the farm did not justify what I've committed to the farm. It's not even there. So it means the coming year, I have to go and look for money again, as in look for funds, look for somebody to give me money to start a new farm again, as in to start the year. Now I look at it one time and I said, it can continue like this. I need to find a new system. That is when my mind started working. It's being flexible. Okay, there must be something somebody is doing somewhere. They're getting it right. So why am I not getting it right? There was an incident that actually really provoked, that really pushed me to start most of the research. I went to, about 6 years ago, farmers in Nigeria were bitter. The same thing that happened last year. There was drought, there was everything, rain was not regular, and the crops dying, and farmers were at a huge loss. But that same year, some company in Nigeria went to import maize, that's corn, into the country. And by the time they pay for importation, by the time they pay for every other thing, the maize still landed at a less price. The price was still far less than what the farmers are selling here. Meanwhile, the farmers there are selling, and they're still complaining they are selling at a loss. As in, they're selling at a higher price, but they still complain they're selling at a loss. Meanwhile, I'm on the farm, so I should know better. I should be able to know exactly what is happening. This is exactly what is happening in that sector. Now, the farmer here are growing crops using the old system of farming. In the old system of farming, productivity is not increased. In the old system of farming, there is no combination of new technologies or new things to boost the soil. But the other place where the maize was imported into the country are using modern day technology to farm. Now that's the difference. When a farmer in Nigeria will be getting 2 tons per acre or 2 tons per hectare of maize, a farmer in the USA, a farmer in the other country, some other countries will be getting 10 tons per hectare. 10 tons to 2 tons. The difference is glaring. The difference is clear. Now, so a farmer needs to be flexible enough to be able to change his mind, to be able to understand that these things cannot continue like this. I need to change my method of farming. Now, management of resources to meet changing costs and prices. Okay, in our own situation, I'm explaining that part of the function of management. In our own situation, in our African countries, we find out that our cost of production is extremely high. Why is it high? If you get a farm worker, if you go and search for farm worker that work on your farm, if the farm worker is working on 10 acres and you have 4 farm workers working on 10 acres and you're paying them, in some other, those 4 farm workers, they might use 2 weeks to finish clearing 10 acres for you. In the modern countries, those farm workers, they don't use farm workers. Rather, they use farm machineries, farm tools. They use equipment. So the equipment will do the work in 2 days. The same work that maybe 4 or 10 farm workers will do in 1 month. So our cost of production is extremely high in that angle. So one of the things we'll be discussing during this class, further on into the class, is how to bring down your cost of production to be, without machineries, we cannot compete, we cannot get highest yield. But without machinery, with what we have at our disposal, we can still maximize our crop production to get better profit. I hope I'm making some contact there. You see, yeah, we're living a 2 world apart. As in, we are living a 2 world apart. In the modern countries, in the other countries, they have machineries. They have things to make agriculture easy. They create things to make life easy on the farm. But on our system, we're still working with the crude. But the crude can be improvised. The crude can be semi-improvised for us to get a better deal compared to what we're presently getting. And at some point on my farm, my team worked and we were getting 6 tons per hectare of maize instead of the normal 1 ton, 2 tons that farmers are getting. And we still use, like I said, we can use semi-increase of the two. Okay, now management of varying climatic conditions. You see, function of farm management is what is bringing this out. So most times when we have a farm and say, okay, come on, farm for me, the person that comes to farm for you didn't understand your dream. The person that came to farm for you didn't understand your intention. The person that came to farm for you didn't understand that you're spending money. The person that came to farm for you didn't understand that you really want to make money to be able to expand the farm. You know what I mean? So this is why, as a farm owner, you need to understand some runnings of the farm. You need to understand some management. How do you manage your farm? Now, if as a farm owner, you are the decision maker, you are the one that decides, you are the one that you might not be physically on the farm. You might not be physically, as in, okay, you are not the one doing the hard labor, but you should know the basic, intricate details of the farm that will help you to push forward, that will help you to tell your farm workers or the people partnering or working with you to say, look, this is how this thing should be done for us or for me to make profit. Because for as long as those things are not done the proper way, or for as long as those things are not done, you will be running at a loss, spending money. This is the work of the management. I know, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. It's a lot of time out. Most people on I'm on Facebook. Most people want to really farm, but the challenge we still have here is the basic things of farming. They really don't understand it yet, and we also find it difficult as Africans to pay for courses. We find it difficult to learn, as in that is one of the major reasons. Rather, we'll go online and start saying, okay, please, I want to do this. And then you put one question and 30 answers are coming. 30 answers. So, function of farm management, you are the basic. See this diagram here. In the diagram here, you realize that there's just one person. There's just one person that is the management, but every other they've been working together. Everyone has got their jobs highlighted out. Even your farm managers, your whatever, needs to understand what the management is involved. Okay, this is my dream. I want to move from A to B to C today, but before I move from A to B to C today, there must be something that will be combined and combined and combined for me to do that. Okay, now we are on farm plus management. When you take the farm, we've explained the farm. By now, you understand what a farm is. Farm is just a plot of land. There's something I did not explain yet. You can have a farm, and you may have a farm, and you are not farming. There are people that inherit farm. There are people that got farm as a gift. There are people that bought land, as in, not farm, I mean, people inherit land. They have plenty lands, they have everything. At the end of the day, you see them, somebody is using it. They are not the one farming, they have land. Some lease their land out. So you can farm, you can have a farm. You have a farmland, but you are not a farmer, or you are not farming. The same way you can be farming without having a farmland. As in, some of us lease land, some of us bought land, so it's interchangeable. But the difference there is that if you plan to farm, if you are farming or you've been farming, you need to understand the cycle, the basic, the inside of the farm. As in, how A plus B will give you C. How C plus D will go to this. So you really need to understand it. If you have those basic understanding, you will be able to run your farm. Sometimes you may be able to run your farm from afar where you are not on ground. But if you don't understand what it involves, they'll just be giving you stories, telling you this, telling you that, and bring this, bring that, and at the end of the year, at the end of every month, when you balance your book, you balance your work, you're still not getting anything. So joining us on this training is going to take us in depth into all those areas. As in, we are going to be there's a lot to learn. We're going to be picking them one by one, splitting them one by one for us to achieve a goal. And I believe by the end of this course, now, there should be some promises I'm supposed to give you. That is, by the end of this course, 1, you should have a better understanding of farming, as in better understanding of producing either crops or livestock, better understanding to run your own farm, better understanding to manage. And then 2, at the end of this course, you shouldn't, if you have been running, I don't have to say if you have been running at a loss before. I just mentioned at the beginning, when I was introducing myself, I said, I have a degree in farm failures. When I said a degree, I have run a 20 hectares cassava farm. I've run almost a 20 acres maize farm. I've run, and all this 20 hectare cassava, I did not get anything. I've done this, jump from here, I've run tomatoes, hectares. Now, why am I saying this? There is a degree of failure. Yeah, our system doesn't allow you to tell people I've failed before. But I choose to deviate from the norm, from the system. I choose to say, look, I've failed, but you can learn from my own failure. True, I've failed, but I'm learning from my own failure. I've failed, but I'm getting better. I've gotten better through my own, you know what I mean. And because of my own failure, because of my own challenges, if I'm able to share it with you, if I'm able to put you to say, okay, look, this is what I did, this is how I failed, and this is how I got over it, this is how I scaled through this, you will not make so much mistakes. You will not spend so much finance, so much money as I've spent, and you will not spend so much years striving as I've strived before I started getting it right. That is the difference there. So, like I'm saying, I'm promising you that at the end of this course, honestly, your orientation of starting a farm or whatever, or cultivating or anything, because we'll be discussing a lot of things. Yes, I apologize. I did not send out a course outline. I'll give you some little brief. Maybe when I was introducing myself, I should have just mentioned this Yinka Adeshola you're looking at is not tech savvy. As in, I'm still struggling with the internet to get things put together. And okay, that was one of the reasons I shifted the class. I was hoping and expecting someone would fix the tech part out for me, but unfortunately, they couldn't or they did, and so I have to sit down and learn to some extent. So I will apologize for that part, and but I will also apologize. That's why I couldn't get out the course outline. Now on the course outline again, I'm a farmer, just like I told you. I'm a farmer that is adopting, but the one challenge, the one reason here is that the courses are evolving. You see, I will write, okay, this is what I want to. Sometimes I wonder, do I teach them everything? But I look at it, I want to skip this. But if I skip one, you will not get another. So why not just take it one after the other? So I keep changing and changing, adding, plusing, and adding. Even as I'm talking now, I still feel I should still be adding more. If so it's kind of agriculture is wide, and maybe because I'm a practical person, as I'm talking, as I'm sharing the ideas or discussing with you with the class, things start coming. Oh, you've not told them this, you should tell them this, that kind of mindset. So please, you bear with me with that. But like I promise you and I can guarantee you, you're going to have a full time and a wonderful session having a group with me. So thank you for this lesson, this other first lesson, and we'll meet at the other class again. Let's get to it. Okay, thank you.